Hey everyone, this is Chansky bringing you another video commentary. Today I have a 2 versus 2. It is between me and my partner Some Hotful versus Terran in red and a Zerg in blue. Now this is a 2 versus 2 map. The starting locations are different from each other. There are 2 corner starting locations where Some Hotful and the blue Zerg are, and then there are 2 side starting locations where I am and where the red Terran is. And the interesting thing about this map is that it's very easy to defend yourself and your natural expansions. Now you see Some Hotful here is going to come out and block his choke with a supply depot, which is very common for Terran to do. What's more common than this build though is the barracks and 2 supply depot build, which I see a lot. But Some Hotful likes to use the 3 supply depot block, and I think that's superior in some ways, where the block isn't as strong overall, but it is thinner, which allows you to place more range units behind the block if you really need to defend that badly against a large number of attacking forces. Now, in 2v2, I really want to stress the importance of building units early and pushing out with your units to not only be able to put pressure on your opponent, but you also get good scouting information about his forces, what kind of a build he's going, and what kind of a build his opponent might be going. It also lets you test whether or not they are able to reinforce each other's units. Some players like to turtle up in their own base or do a solo quick expand and let their teammate do all the defending, which is usually a bad idea. You see now that blue, the Zerg, is coming out with a scout, and it's a very interesting strategy he takes this time. Red decides to send out an SCV to do what I think is a double scout, but I was actually wrong. Blue is actually just scouting to see what I have so that red can find a suitable place to build a bunker when the time is right. Now, I didn't realize this, but the smart thing for me to do is to figure out where that drone is and figure out what that drone is up to. I'm looking for the drone, and I inadvertently stumble across Red's SCV, which was just pure luck for me. Now, they nerfed FCV HP down so that 3 attacks from a zealot will destroy it. 3 attacks from a zealot will destroy any worker, and so it was kind of unfair to have SCVs take 4 attacks. I think actually the reason why they actually nerfed the HP was so that Dark Templars could one-shot them. Now I'm positioning my zealots in a formation to protect against Reapers. It's usually a bad idea in a map where the cliff that your minerals are facing is open. You see how the minerals are facing this open cliff? It's a bad idea to place buildings here, because a Reaper can jump off the cliff, come around the side, and jump back on the cliff, where your zealots have to run all the way around your building. Especially if you're building actually a wall with the minerals, your zealot would have to go all the way around the minerals, and that creates a lot of frustration for some players. So it's not always a good idea to block your minerals off. You can see that blue has moved his overlord into a position to watch this Zal Naga watchtower. So rather than trying to take the Naga tower with a ground unit, he's going to watch the Naga tower to see if his opponent takes it, which is also a pretty good move. Now red has taken the Zal Naga watchtower. I think he should take both watchtowers since he has double Reaper. He's also put this Reaper over on this cliff to be an early warning against attacks, and he's going to spot this zealot army heading towards him. So he's going to quickly move his Reaper away to safety and use this cliff to his own advantage to attack the zealots, which is a very good strategy. Zealots are very susceptible to Reaper fire, but Some Hotful has already teched to Marauders. Marauders are very good against Reapers. They take very little damage from Reapers, and they're able to slow Reaper, which Some Hotful does have upgraded. Now the Reapers decided to give up on that position and attack my base, and this is a very good way if you have the vision on the entire map like we did. We knew that the Reapers were coming, and this is an illustration of how important map control is, how important it is to secure those lines of vision so that you can destroy troops like this. Another good idea is to share control with your teammate while I was doing that, some Hotful was able to push out with my zealots and his forces to execute some sort of attack, where if I had to control everything, I wouldn't be able to defend while attacking at the same time. Now blue decided to ignore those forces and go straight into my base. Now I built this gateway here so I could position a zealot here so that only 1 or 2 Zerglings at a time could attack him, and that eliminates the Zergling kind of Zerg over all your entire base advantage that he might get if that didn't happen. Now see, while I was defending, some Hotful was able to utilize both our forces to destroy blue's base, because blue couldn't micro his attacking Zerglings and defend his base at the same time. It would have been very difficult. Now red, since he went Reapers, is going to have a very hard time coming back and helping his teammate. Blue has already left the game, and it seems like what their strategy... It seems like the strategy they were going for was to annoy us with early Zerglings and early Reapers until they could get their second hatchery down and pump Hydralisks, which is a very good strategy against almost every tier 1 unit that's out there. Hydralisks do a lot of damage, have some decent range, and although their HP isn't very good, their damage more than makes up for it. Red doesn't have too many options left. We have zealots and ranged troops moving in from all sides just to make sure he doesn't expand. We have zealots coming in from the front. Now we see that he's screwed up here. Maybe this is why some Hotful doesn't like the barracks supply depot build, because the red might have not caught that his supply depot was lowered because his barracks might have been in the way. If his barracks wasn't there, he would have easily seen that the supply depot was sunken into the ground, and he would have remedied that right away. Now it's pretty much over, and red built a planetary fortress. This is an upgrade for your command center. It prevents your command center from lifting off, but it increases its HP to 1500, and it gives it a siege tank-like weapon that's mounted on top of it that does splash damage. I don't think it's a very good idea to build those in 2v2 games, because if your opponent is in your base with this many forces, it's pretty much over. But hopefully you guys saw the Reaver defense, and hope you enjoyed the video.